Good morning, everyone. Buongiorno, guten Morgen, dobre rano, dobro jutro. Let me see those hands up. How many of you are tired? How many of you are sleep deprived? But how many of you are very happy to lose some sleep over the memories you're going to think of fondly when you're old and rocking in your chair? Yeah, me too, me too. Very happy to be here. This is my first EGM. However, you probably saw me around these days running in a red vest with a little Red Cross emblem. However, you also know that I wasn't alone. So I would just, for a little bit of time, would like to invite Ivan and Anna Maria to join me on stage, the two people who coordinated the safety team. So, Ivan is from Red Cross, and Ana Maria is actually from the Association of Medical Students in Croatia. It's also an international organization. This is just a show a show of a collaboration between two associations and even more that care about students' health, because those two are also students. You're still students. This is our motto of students helping students, especially in need. You will still see them around. I think you can actually express your gratitude if you want to now, but just be kind to them until the rest of the evening, because tonight is the last party, right? Thank you, you too. Get some rest, because tonight is going to be interesting. So, hi everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Zrinka Trusic. I come from ESN Croatia. I joined ESN 11 years ago, so I'm kind of ESN dinosaur, and I'm very proud to say that. My journey in ESN began because I couldn't go on Erasmus. So I studied Croatian language and literature, and my university wasn't really very enthusiastic about me going on exchange because I'm learning my native language. I'm very happy to see that these things changed over the years, but actually one Erasmus Plus Info Day was what sealed the deal for me. Basically, ESN Zadar, a little section in Croatia, came looking for someone to join their team. They asked if there is anyone in the room who can take pictures, and I just raised my hand. And I didn't stop raising my hand whenever an opportunity in ESN presented itself. And I'm very happy about it. Very soon I joined the local board, then the national board, and those two mandates were a really wild ride. However, the most interesting chapter in my ESN career was international one. I actually joined ESN headquarters in the very heart of Europe, in Brussels, first thanks to European Solidarity Corps program. So in March 2019, I moved from Croatia to Brussels, to Belgium, a new country, to join the very enthusiastic team in Brussels, back then in the headquarters. But almost exactly a year after I joined the ESN headquarters, the COVID outbreak happened. Something that turned everything completely upside down and almost was a tipping point for ESN. However, we know how resilient organization we are. We just turned it all into a fun, and we did the best we could. So we took it all online, all of the meetings, all of the events, all of the informal calls, and all of the hangouts we would otherwise have in person. The people stay the same, the motivation stayed the same, the goal stayed the same, and the passion stayed the same. We were just physically a little further apart. But you already know that this didn't stop us. The last event before the COVID outbreak, for me at least, was an Educate Started that we hosted in Poland, just before the end of just before the lockdown happened. I'm very happy to see a lot of participants from that event actually growing in their ESN career, taking very big steps, and I'm very happy to see how far you've all come along. During the pandemic, we really showed the strength of our resilience. Just because we were physically more apart, it didn't affect our values, it didn't affect our passion, it didn't affect our motivation. A lot of people joined ESN during the pandemic, even though we didn't have physical events. However, this is something that is only a little piece of puzzle in over 30 years that ESN is here and around. So for more than 30 years now, ESN has achieved many, many milestones, and we always had many, many reasons for small and big celebrations, and we like to celebrate, we all know that. I hope you're excited for the day to celebrate too, yes? So, who knows what awaits us in the future, but I think we as an organization and every single one of our volunteers is more than ready to take on any challenge that actually presents before us. But for now, I would just like to invite Simone Lepore, our president of ESN International, to present some of the key achievements of ESN.
Can you hear me? Yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. We approach the last day of the Erasmus Generation Meeting Split 2026. Yes, let's do some applauses. Let's warm up a bit. I love my Italian delegation, but please. No, before actually leaving you to go home, we wanted to go together to the main achievement that ESN had since the last year, since last time we saw in Ancona, and we want also to understand what is out there for us in the coming year. So, from achievement to responsibility, and I think this has been a key word in these days in the session that you have all attended. It is about the responsibility that we take as a generation, the responsibility that we take as individuals. But with the responsibilities, we also celebrate them. We saw yesterday the presentation of many of the initiatives that are held by our local section. But also, let's go together through it. Let's see what's out there in our big network. As you may know, last year, actually here in Croatia, in Dubrovnik, ESN voted its new vision and strategic priorities. The strategic priorities are 6, and they are the heart of our network that define what we do every day. These are international students and supporting mobility. It is about making sure that our volunteers can be ambassadors of the Erasmus Plus program as well as any other mobility. It is about our governance and membership that we want to strengthen. And we will see also in the presentation what actually has been done in this sense. We want to make sure that our network become the network of the Erasmus generation. Make sure that everyone perceives us as a representative of this generation that we love so much. Digitalization, Marco, you have listened to him, he's really passionate about it, but he's also making sure that we are all becoming passionate about both the digitalization of our network, but also of mobilities, because mobilities are really variegated. We saw it throughout these days. We have blending intensive programs, we have virtual mobilities, we have Erasmus Plus digital tools, and then impact. And this is one of the most amazing things that we do every day. We create impact in the local community where we are present. But let's start. First of all, these are just some of the achievements. Otherwise, you would have had just 6 hours of my speech presenting what ESN does, but these are some of the things that we are really proud about. And the first one is about inclusivemobility.eu. Raise your hand if you know this platform. Okay, I hope that after this presentation, everyone will be able to know and present inclusive mobility. This was actually a project that ESN had in the past to make sure that students with fewer opportunities are actually having and receiving all the information for their mobilities. And actually this year, we created a heat map. For those of you, I was not familiar with what the concept of heat maps. They are maps of countries, and for each country, we defined criteria that showcase to students how inclusive it is. For example, based on the grant that they are receiving, it is based on the support that is provided. And this heat map is actually based on the data that we collect. It is based on the ESN survey. As well, let's see, I hope that this platform you know way more. Who knows the Erasmus Generation Portal? The Erasmus Generation Portal, in 3 words, is the portal of the Erasmus generation. It has all the information. It is an access point for all the students who are interested in engaging in any mobility opportunities. Thanks to the work of our network, last year we were able to map all mobilities, from the one that actually, for example, the Medical Student Association in Europe and International does, all the mobilities under the Erasmus Plus program, mobility to US like Fulbright, we have Turing, we have SEMP, and there are all the information. And this year, we even go further. We decided to create a virtual assistant for students to actually be able to go there, ask questions, and receive first information about their doubts on mobility opportunities. But the timing is shortening, so let me go a bit faster. Then volunteering management and development. First of all, we had more than 30 capacity building and event organized at international level, and imagine how much more have happened at local level. Here you can see the photo of my dear community, my national president, so also for them a big round of applause. But also, we have mentioned it, we started to work on recognition of volunteering. We have been working always on this process, but we are retaking again the possibility of understanding how, for example, ESN would be able to issue certificate, to issue micro-credential, and this is also thanks to the work that our headquarters have every day. Then, governance and membership. Digitalization of ESN card. We have been speaking for more than 10 years about this, and for the first time ever in September, in the upcoming months, we will be able to launch a beta version, and actually, for the first time, sections are starting to be onboarded in this project. And for me, one of the coolest information about this presentation is that since at least I was in the local level, we have been speaking that our network has 15,000 volunteers. Well, we have updated numbers. From now on, I want to listen every one of you when they're having any meeting saying that we are actually 18,000, which is a big increase. So also for that, I think we deserve a big round of applause. And then, visibility and outreach. We have been working in, some spoiler. Right now, there are ongoing discussions on the future of the Erasmus Plus program, which will finish in 2027. We are trying to make sure that the needs of the students are represented in the new program. We are making sure that the new program can be more accessible, more inclusive. But also, we are working to make sure that all type of mobilities are represented. All type of mobilities deserve the same attention as the Erasmus Plus program, and we are trying to collaborate to make sure that also our effort, our expertise are represented there. Then, digitalization of mobilities. In these days, some of you had the chance to participate to consultation that happened at the Erasmus Generation meeting on digitalization, on the future of the digital tool. How many of you have done an online learning agreement. I hope that next year, or in 2 years, or after, when I will leave, when I will join the dinosaurs, I will come back here and I will see all of you raising your hands when I speak about online learning agreement, when I speak about the Erasmus Plus app. But of course, our work has been farther than that. We have not just worked on these tools, but we are making sure that the digital education is integrated into the mobility's opportunities. We are actually starting to develop a learning hub where students and alumni of the Erasmus Plus program will be able to have trainings. And then the impact of community. Here, for me, this is something really important and one of the greatest achievements of this network, and actually it happened this week. UK has officially rejoined the Erasmus Plus program, and this is one of the biggest achievements. We could not be happier to see them back, and this has been built also in the work that ESN has done, on the impact, on the meetings, on the hours of volunteers that are spent to make sure that students in UK could be part of this program that they believe in. And we are waiting for Switzerland, we are waiting for you. So please, let's all continue to make sure that as many people as possible can be part of this opportunity. But what is the most important part is what we do at the local level, the support that we give to every single student. Every month, we organize more than 500 activities, and every month, we get in touch with more than 29,000 students. These are big numbers. Of course, we can increase, but we should also be proud of what we are achieving right now. But with achievement, it comes also challenges and opportunities. As we said, every challenge can be turned into an opportunities, and we must make sure that the experience of the students can be improved. Yes, the time is up as they are telling me the screen, so I will try to be fast. We must work with institutions, we must work with, to make sure that mobilities have quality. And it's important because when we are building about skills, these skills are built not just by any mobility, they are built by mobilities that provide quality, but mobility where students are able to engage, where students are able to take the most out of it. And also, this process of developing skills and be able to recognize those skills don't happen by chance. It happens with the effort, by giving opportunities to students. Our network is leader and can become even more leader on the topic of making sure that alumni of the Erasmus Plus program and mobility program are able to recognize those skills, such as, we have mentioned it many times, leadership, teamwork, intercultural understanding, communication, among others. But also, we must strengthen the recognition. We have spoken about it, we have said that yes, is a right and we should fight for it, but what in concreteness we should do? We should engage with our ministries, we should engage with the quality assurance agencies, we should engage with our institutions, collaborate with them, dialogate with them to make sure that those opportunities are recognized because they deserve to be recognized, but also to promote the value of local volunteering. A lot of time when I met volunteers, they ask me what we can do. Sometimes it's not about reinventing the wheel or necessarily starting to build a house. Sometimes it's just about raising awareness. It is important, and this is the strength that we have is really about making sure that everyone, despite whether they go mobility or not, understand the impact. And we, as ambassadors, have the power to raise that awareness. Then, of course, something which is really important is to keep working as a network. It is important to keep sharing best practices. Among other, I would suggest, and I would actually ask all of you to make sure that your activities are registered on activities.org, because these are an important library to both showcase, but also for you to go there to check what actually is happening around the network. Make sure that the contact that you have built here are actually the contact that you will bring back home, and when you will face any challenge, make sure to ask them. Make sure to share your opportunities and your best practices. And then the presentation is finished. Thank you so much again for being here. Today will be the last morning in which you will be hearing me. And so I hope that from tomorrow on, you will have more smooth mornings. Thank you so much.
I believe Simone could have taken all of the time we have today just to talk about ESN achievements, and it's only right. However, just because he didn't, it doesn't mean that we won't. We have come to the point in the agenda when we celebrate. It's the last day of EGM, and it's time to pat ourselves on the back and give yourselves a high five as well. So, to start it all off, I'm very happy to invite to the stage Teo Marcu, the ESN Awards coordinator.
Perfect. Are we ready? Nice. Hi, I'm Theo. I'm a member of ESN Greece and part of its international delegation as the ESN Awards coordinator. For another year, we have received hundreds of applications, around 300 if I'm not mistaken. And we are very proud for your work. We are very proud for what you're doing and showcasing your best practices. And we are here together for celebrating the top 5 nominations per category. But before that, let's check some facts and numbers for this year's edition. Okay, the most interesting, and I think the one that the regions are going to like a lot, how many nominations we had for this year per region? I don't see any excitement, but okay, let's go. SIP has taken over the first place with 23 nominations of this edition. And I don't know if you had the time to make the maths, but okay, let's do it very quickly together. We had 13 categories and 5 nominations per category. That makes us 65 winning initiatives. Out of all these 65 initiatives, the 45 are coming from the sections, proving that the local level of ESN, it's the core and the heart and the most important level of ESN. Without your actions, we do nothing. And I know that there is a thin line between sections and national organizations when it comes to the one section NOs, but we had 3 section NOs that really stood up and make a difference in this edition. So please give it up for ESN Cyprus, Malta, and Armenia. And since we're talking about countries, it was a relief watching the number of countries making to the top 5 coming back to 23 after our last year's drop. And I would really love to see more countries on the next editions. And out of all these 23 countries, there was one country that it really made a difference. Most of its sections have taken a position in the top 5, and they also had the biggest diversity in the total of nominations. Please give it up for ESN Greece. With 10 nominations for this edition. And I think now it's time to check the winners, and good luck to everybody.
Okay, Theo, what an introduction. So, I'm very happy to first call Jude, the web regional coordinator, to present the Education Award.
Erasmus generation, good morning. Oh my God. That's so embarrassing, so embarrassing. It was an absolute pleasure, thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure to be on the jury for this award. Myself, then Ilse and Amélie from ESN France, we went over 24 applications, and it was just amazing to see the breadth, as Theo's just said, from across the entire network in terms of things at the local level, the national level, and even international level as well. Now, I'm really biased because I won this award before, but I think it's the best one out of all of them, so I'm very glad Theo chose for it to go first. And why do I think that? I think because education is at the heart of what we do, and it is the strength, I guess, of our network and what we do. From what Simone has just spoken about at the international level, talking about the advocacy for the new Erasmus Plus program, projects like The Future is Erasmus, for example, to the national level, watching my own NO rejoin Erasmus Plus was so special. Seeing the result of that advocacy was absolutely amazing. And then all the way to the local level as well, to see how local sections have been educating international students, but also advocating for their rights, for their voices to be heard in their universities and in their local communities as well. So we had 5 fantastic nominees who've been shortlisted. I hope you saw them yesterday at the expo. I'll just run through them really, really quickly. First, we had ESN UK Krakow for their Erasmus Plus podcast. We had ESN Greece with Edugrate, which was an amazing advocacy training program. ESN Turkey with an Erasmus Plus project writing training. ESN Yerevan with their International Sustainability Project, which was amazing. And then finally, ESN Groningen, who at the local level, again, showing that diversity in how they were helping international students to understand politics in the Netherlands. So, without further ado, I'm going to need a huge drum roll from all of you. The winner of the Education Award, ESN UK Krakow.
Hi, thank you very much. First of all, thank you for the recognition. I wanted to thank the girls who started this initiative. Justina, Carolina, and Zuza, they did a great job with everything. I also wanted to thank my local section for their involvement with everything. And about the podcast Erasmus, it's an initiative started to help students get a recognition with their journey, what really Erasmus experience looks like. Right now, we covered over 11 countries, and we're still getting more. We have already 2 seasons, and it's kind of an interview format where we just ask questions, what the Erasmus looked like, what were the struggles, what was the cost of living, how to prepare well, and etc., all the necessary information. What's more, since this year we also tried to evolve, and we cooperated with other local section in Krakow, and we're still growing, and I really encourage you to start a similar initiative in your country, as it really helps students to get their real view of the Erasmus. And I don't want to take more time, so thank you one more time, and yeah, bye.
It's only right to cheer. Now, to present the Culture Award, where is our beautiful Nelly, Project and Policy Officer?
Hello everyone. It is an honor to present the Culture Award because what is ESN if not an organization that really celebrates culture, that helps students to dive deep into our history, in our culture, art, music, and this is exactly what the finalists did. They celebrated their history, through festivities, through music, dance, photography, and many, many diverse opportunities. Because after all, if you have paid attention to the ESN survey, students want to go and exchange mostly because they want to explore new cultures and they want to improve their language skills. And it is our mission to ensure that they have these opportunities because maybe they will not happen naturally. And this is why we are who we are, and this is why we have fantastic activities that ended up in the top 5. So without further ado, do I change? Yeah? Ooh. Okay, are you ready? This is very exciting. ESN Poland!
Hello, my hands are really shaking. As a 2025 Discover Europe National Coordinator of ESN Poland, it is such a huge, huge honor to receive this award, especially with so many nice and amazing culture initiatives in this category. So, about Discover Europe, it's a photography competition that aims to foster a mobility experience by capturing its moment with all kinds of lenses. But it's also something more. It gives a platform for intercultural dialogue to showcase a beauty of Europe cultures and to see different visions of it. In 2025 edition, participants could upload their photos in Discover Nature, Architecture and People category, and we gathered almost 1,700 photos from 168 participants. ESN Poland organized almost 50 events, such as photo walks, museum visits to show Polish culture. And now, an appreciation moment for my amazing OC, Kinga, Madzia, Oliwka, Jula i Marta, and previous ESN Poland board, especially project manager Szymon, local coordinators that were implementing the initiative locally, and all the participants that upload their photos and share their vision of Europe. And at the end, I encouraged all of you to discover Europe, maybe through photography, but also through traveling and meeting people. And thank you so much.
Should we see whether it's going to be the third one as well? Okay, so to present the Environmental Sustainability Award, can we please have Liaison Officer for Environmental Sustainability, Patricia?
I hope you're doing great today. So I'm here to present the award for environmental sustainability. And I think sustainability is something that we all know about, and we know it's important. And yet oftentimes during Erasmus, it kind of has to take a step backwards. Sustainability and sustainable choices are often seen as maybe less convenient, less easy to plan, oh, sorry, or also like a bit more expensive sometimes. But it doesn't have to be this way. And US sections have shown us great ways in which we can incorporate sustainability into our activities. So, thank you to everyone who applied for this award. We had many, many great applications, and I'm so proud to see you incorporating sustainability, showcasing how students can create their Erasmus more sustainable and incorporate this into their lives, and not only into their Erasmus, but forever. So, thank you to everyone, and please, a drum roll. Let's hear. The Environmental Sustainability Award goes to ESN Brest.
Hi everyone! In the name of all ESN Brest volunteers, thank you so much for this award. The Crozon trip was something that our tiny local sections wanted to organize since it opened 5 years ago. Last year we thought about doing a surf camp, and it led us to this project. Unfortunately, even though this beautiful place is hard to access without a car, it is already facing the consequences of mass tourism. Now, the access to some areas is forbidden. As locals, we found important to still organize a trip to Crozon, as long as we have and we show good practices to our students. We also wanted participants to be aware of their surroundings and appreciate surfing and hiking in a more thoughtful way, to understand that the protection of nature is crucial to continue enjoying these activities and sports in the future. Finally, I'd like to thank all the people who supported this initiative, the jury, the University of Brest, all participants, and ESN Brest volunteers. I especially want to thank Clotilde, our current president, and Lucie Philippe, a very active member of ESN Brest, who did an amazing job helping me while I was the trip manager at the time. This made it so easy to organize this trip. Lastly, I'd like to thank our current trip manager, Antonina, who has been organizing the second edition of this project happening next month. Antonina, you've been the best trip manager we've ever had. Thank you so much.
Well done, ESN Brest. And now for the Health and Well-Being Award, let's give it up for Celine.
Close. Good morning. I am so happy to present the Health and Well-Being Award. For these past 4 days, we've been talking about the importance of the Erasmus experience in a student's life, how transformative and how impactful it can be. But it's also super important that during this period, we encourage and empower students to develop healthy habits so that they can continue to live healthy lifestyles for the rest. So the 5 finalists that are competing in this category showcase exactly that. And I am so proud to see our network engaging in this direction. Because what goes for students also goes for our network. ESN without healthy volunteer is like a car without wheel. We cannot move forward. So without much further delay, the winner of the Health and Wellbeing Award is ESN Marmara!
Hi. Oh, it's exciting to be here. First of all, thank you so much for this award. It truly means so much for us as for
Soul Circle, we wanted to create an atmosphere where both international students and also ESNers can truly relax and unwind in the Erasmus rush. As ESN, we want to make people feel at home. But is it really home without the sense of belonging and peace of mind? We wanted to focus on that. With simple activities such as yoga, outdoor activities, and creative workshops, we saw that students felt so much calmer, more supported, and more connected throughout their journeys. I'd like to thank everyone, especially my dear local board, for this. And last but not least, I'd like to end it with our slogan, which is ESN Marmara çok güzel! Thank you.
It's getting very, very interesting. Let's see who wins the Social Impact Award presented by Diego, NEC Content Team Coordinator.
Good morning, everyone. It is a real honor to present the Social Impact Award. This category celebrates something deeply powerful at the heart of our network, the ability of Erasmus and student mobility to go beyond exchange itself and become a force for positive change in society. Social impact is about much more than organizing an activity. It is about seeing a need, recognizing a challenge, and deciding not to look away. It is about choosing to act with empathy, responsibility, and courage. It is about creating initiatives that leave a mark not only on participants, but also on communities, on local realities, and on the people whose voices are too often unheard. What makes this category so special is that it reminds us that mobility is not only about discovering new places. It is also about understanding that being international students, volunteers, and change makers give us a unique opportunity to build bridges where there are barriers, to create inclusion when there is exclusion, and to turn awareness into action. The initiatives in this category show exactly that. They prove that social impact can take many forms. It can be educational, emotional, creative, practical, local, or structural. But in every case, it begins with one important decision: to care enough to do something. And that is what today's applicants have done. Through their commitment, imagination, and dedication, they have shown that ESN is not only a network that supports mobility, but also a network that strengthens communities, empowers people, and inspires solidarity. To all applicants in this category, thank you. Thank you for reminding us that even small actions can create lasting change, and that meaningful impact always starts with people who choose to get involved. And now, it is time to recognize the winner of the Social Impact Award. And the winner is ESN ICCMP Bucharest.
Thank you. Hello and good morning, and I am very nervous right now. So I am very honored to be here in the name of my section and to share the story of this project that for me meant taking responsibility. So right now in Romania, because that's where we are from, social inclusion for children with neurological conditions are not talked enough. So that's what started this project, because these children are often left out and they do not get the opportunities for connections and understanding. So this is why I think our project matters, because with the support of ESN International and the HM grant that we applied for, we turned our idea into action. Our project had 3 phases. We first did a workshop that taught our Erasmus students and our ESN volunteers how to talk and how to act with the children to make them more comfortable and more, for them to have more joy while we are with them. Then we had 3 days where we went to the Children in Distress Foundation and we spent the time with the kids, we did activities, we met them, we learned their stories that were very emotional, especially for the volunteers and Erasmus students that had the chance to participate in it. And then we took the biggest action, I will say. We had a 5-kilometer charity run to raise awareness and raise funds. In the end, we raised 500 euros for these kids, for them. Yes, so. In the end, I really want to say thank you, especially to my volunteers, because this is their impact. And I want to say thank you to our former president, Teodora, because she's the one pushing us to apply for this grant. I want to say thank you to Mada for being always there to help us, and to Nelly and Tiago for the support from ESN International. Thank you very much, and
let's get onto the creative side. So I invite Maria to present the Visibility Award.
Hello. So, think about the time or the moment you first heard about ESN. Maybe a friend dragged you to an event, or maybe you saw something online that made you stop and think, oh, actually, I want to be part of this. Whatever it was, something made you look up. And yet, here you are, at the biggest event of our network, surrounded by people from all over Europe who had that same moment in different countries, in different languages. All of us found our way here because at some point, someone made ESN visible to us. And that's not something to be taken for granted. Because somewhere out there, there's a student whose life could change forever. And all it needs is one post, one story, one event, one moment that makes them think, I want this too, or this is for me too. Without that, they may never go abroad, or maybe they may never find their sections. Visibility work isn't just about promotion. It's how the next generation of students, international students and volunteers, finds their way to us, to ESN. And now it's my greatest pleasure to announce the Visibility Award winner.
ESN Greece.
Let me take out my notes. So, I want to start by saying that this project has been a group effort, of course, not only with my national board, big shout out especially to Mari, our president, Mary, our project manager, but also to Panagiotis, our education officer, and Katerina, our former president, as well as our partners, Europe Direct MEP Attica, and the National Agency for Erasmus Plus in Greece, the State Scholarship Foundation. What it is about is basically a visibility campaign for which we published content during Erasmus Days, while also hosting a physical informative event. Its purpose was to inform young people in Greece about mobility programs and the role that ESN plays in supporting international students. We are thankful to our partners for collaborating with us on the campaign and helping us amplify our message. And with this, I want to really emphasize the importance of making the most of such opportunities, just like Erasmus Days, to promote mobility programs and the impact we have on international students. You don't have to be a national organization, neither a local section, and neither create the biggest campaign possible. Every section and every volunteer can find partners in their universities, in their cities, and collaborate with them to create something big or small. Thank you very much.
Can we have our wonderful Mahdi to the stage to present the Safety Award?
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing good. As someone who always wanted to learn more about safety and implement the safety measurements to the local events that we were trying to organize back in time, it was such an honor to see different initiatives who applied for this category. While we were trying to understand and see what kind of details we are going through to choose, we understand that it's not an easy job to choose 5. But we tried our best to see and choose the ones that are going to be best practices for our network. And I also would like to thank all the applicants, because I think it's important, especially in this category, to have more awareness and increase the knowledge in our network, because we as ESN are also responsible of increasing the quality of mobility in the category of safety. And without further ado, I would like to announce the first place with a drum roll, maybe. And the Safety Award goes to support team of ESN Split by ESN Split.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you for recognizing the impact of this initiative. I just want to say, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Magdalena. I'm the president of ESN Split, and I'm also the one who started the support team initiative. The support team initiative started 3 years ago as a one-man project because we decided it was time to get students helping students to another level. Also, we had a clear vision of, I had a clear vision of what am I going to do. I wanted to support students in every phase of their mobility, so before, during, and after. Also, what started as a one-man project turned into a long-term team implemented within the ESN Split structure. And also one of the most important go-to teams for the mobility of students coming to Split. So, after 3 years of dedication and hard work, we have made such a big impact on incoming students, and we had more students reported that they feel safe and welcome, and we really did make Split their second home. Also, a fun fact, if you didn't know, University of Split secured a spot last year on the World University Rankings for Innovation. Do you know which spot it was? It was the first spot, in the World University Rankings for Innovation. So after this, support team joined forces with the University of Split, and we started supporting students, and we started just pinpointing their ways into their mobility when they come to Split. So, without further ado, if you look around at EGM Split 2026, you can clearly see what ESN Split is about, and we're a team of dedicated and passionate volunteers, and we really want to make a change. So if you didn't notice it by now, this team is just, I can't find the words for it. It's just so honorable to be a president of this team, and it's such a grace to be, I was able to represent such a powerful, oh my God, sorry, such a powerful team and a powerful section, and I'm really so honored that I had the chance to do it. Thank you very much.
So, without further ado, we still have a few categories left. To present IT Award, I call back to the stage Theo Marcu.
All right. Over the years, technology is changing, and ESN is developing with it. From having Fax Tuesdays, back in the old days, to own our own generation meeting portal. These technology aspects and achievements are made by our volunteers, the hidden heroes behind the backstage, in order to help us showcase our events, organize our projects. And those hidden heroes are actually developing their skills in an unpaid base. And this is what IT Award celebrates. Those ideas and those initiatives that improving our lives and helping us creating our vision into actions. Out of all these applications, there was one initiative that really stood up. And without further ado, I would like to call on stage
ESN Cyprus for Omnia Membership Manager. Thanks, Theo. Oh my God. Hello, EGM!
I would like to thank our small but mighty section back home. I would like to thank Harilaus Migueli, who started this initiative. Omnia, our ESN membership manager, brings to you unique new ways to apply and get memberships. It allows for memberships to act as verification pathways to our section and to our activities. Sorry. It makes applying, paying for, and making ESN cards as simple as possible and without the administrative overhead that comes with ESN cards. And it gives a streamlined experience for each volunteer and mobility participant. Omnia is free and completely open source, so would be stoked to hear from you guys to implement it yourselves. And always remember, be yourself, be excellent, be amazing, be unique, and be Beyonce. Thank you so much!
Our liaison officers are doing absolutely amazing job presenting the award, so let's have Martina to present Cooperation Award.
Erasmus generation, can I hear you? This is the power of collaboration. You know, our network is founded on cooperation. We cooperate with institutions, we cooperate with associations, but most importantly, we cooperate with one another, sections and nodes all across the network. You know, we build bridges where others erect walls. We foster unity where others see diversity. We are the Erasmus Student Network, and we shall not be stopped. Well, for this year's Cooperation Award, there was a group of volunteers that understood the assignment. They fostered connections, they fostered exchanges, and most importantly, they fostered friendships. So help me to announce them. If you have a flag, wave it up high. If you still have a voice, shout, "Oh!" And the winner is ESN Yerevan for ESN Connect! ESN Lyon, ESN Tbilisi, ESN Kiev, ESN West Krakow, come on stage!
We're all in this together, and it shows when we stand hand in hand, make our dreams come true. Everybody now, together, together.
Hello, EGM! Woo! So, on behalf of all our team back to Armenia, I want to say that today we're not just celebrating a recognition, but also a journey, a huge one. We are celebrating partnerships, connections, collaboration with lots of ESN sections. I want to mention that since 2024, ESN Armenia had done connected with Ukraine, Georgia, Poland, Austria, and also we are planning to have one more partnership with Turkey, and we are sure that this is not the end. And also thank you so much for this support, because as a small NO, as a small section, this really gives us that support and motivation to grow even more and to connect with more sessions. Yay!
What a wonderful representation of unity and diversity. We all know we need the funds, so let's get Sara to the stage to present the Fundraising Award.
Hello, EGM! So, it's an honor to be here today to present the Fundraising Award that so many of you applied for. And let's ask about fundraising. What does it really mean? So, it's about numbers on a screen. It's about a final amount at the end of a campaign. What is it about? So, this year we saw some really incredible initiatives. Several different ways to turn creativity into really good and great impact. Some turned challenges into collective efforts, others transformed simple actions into meaningful connections. Some created spaces where people could learn, connect, and support a cause at the same time. And that's the magic of it, right? Fundraising at its best doesn't feel like asking, it feels like belonging. And like being part of something bigger than yourself. It's not about collecting resources, it's about connecting people. So today, as we talk about the Fundraising Award, let's remember, impact is not only measured in euros, donations, or numbers. It's measured in stories, in smiles, in communities brought together. And that's what ESN is all about, right? So, with no further ado, the winner is... Oh, sorry. Is 24-hour bike at Tel Aviv.
It's an incredible honor for our section to receive this award. Tel Aviv is one of the main fundraising initiatives in French-speaking Belgium, raising over 10 million euros each year to support cancer research. This year, our section decided to contribute by taking part in a 24-hour non-stop cycling event. Alongside many other teams, including people who are currently battling cancer. To support our efforts, we launched a fundraising campaign and proudly raised 1,770 euros. For 24 hours, volunteers and Erasmus students gave all their energy to this cause, pushing beyond their limits. We are extremely proud to have involved our section in such a meaningful initiative, one that connects ESN Liège with our local community and unites all the members around a shared purpose. I would like to sincerely thank our social event teams for having the idea and the motivation to join this project. Finally, I want to dedicate this award to everyone who loved once, were or are currently facing cancer. Together, let's continue to support research and do our part to make the world a better place.
We all know that volunteers are our greatest strength and asset. So let's get Elder to present the HR Award.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? Good? Yay, amazing. So I'm very honored to be here today and to announce the winner of the HR Award. The HR Award will award then the best initiatives related with the HR field. From team buildings to recruitment strategies, development of internal processes for volunteers, recognition and quality assurance, for example, we received amazing applications, but as you know, only one can take it home. I want to also take this moment to appreciate and to give a huge shout out to all of the volunteers that work in HR, from our local, national, international level, to our vice presidents, to our HR managers, to our network committee, to everyone that works in these processes. Please, a big round of applause for them. So yeah, moment has come, and the winner of the HR Award is... ESN Talent!
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. It's a cool place, and they say it gets colder. You're bundled up now, wait till you get older. But the media men beg to differ, judging by the hole in the satellite picture. The ice we skate is getting pretty thin. The water's getting warm, so you might as well swim. My world's on fire.
Hi, hello. Oh my God, so many emotions. Thank you. This award means a lot to me. This initiative was made with a lot of love. And about initiative, it was STEPS Challenge with 11 sections from different countries. And it was not only a simple STEPS Challenge. It had a storyline, some interactive parts, and the most important goal was to walk our mascot Sipsik to Lapland, to Santa Claus village, and to walk him back. And all sections who participated, huge thank you to you for believing into this cooperation and challenge. And it was challenge, but it felt like very friendly game. Thanks to all the participating sections. It was very encouraging and just amazing time. And huge thank you to my dear team, ESN Tallinn, specifically to Sasha, Olya, Gena, for being by my side, helping with me with everything. And thank you, I enjoyed doing it, and hope we can make maybe on bigger level steps challenge with all of you now. So thank you.
The topic and the theme of this EGM is all about the skills, and we know how ESN volunteers develop and gain their skills. So let's get Andrea to present the training award.
Good morning, everyone. Today we are taking a moment to give a proper recognition to something that often happens and happens behind the scene, but which has a huge impact on all our network, learning. In ESN, trainings are not just simple sessions. They are a space where people grow, gain confidence, challenge themselves, and discover new ways to express their potentials. The Training Award celebrates precisely this, not just effective facilitation, but meaningful learning experience that make a real impact. And now it's time to announce the winner of the Training Awards 2026. The awards goes to the training cycle of an ESN of Finance and Greece.
Taken away to the dark side, I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you sing a song, yeah. I got a lump in my throat, 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. It's this movie that I think you like. This guy decides to quit his job and head to New York City.
Oh my God, I'm so moved. We're really thankful on behalf of ESN Greece, because in ESN, as a volunteering organization, we always give, but we never think about what we can get. And one of the things that we can get is the spiritual worth and the development through the network. That's why with this in our mindset, we've built it and we structured our training cycle of an ESNer. And that's why through your journey of your life in ESN, you have different stages. As a newbie, you have national newbies training in ESN Greece. Moving on to the active member, then you have regional platforms, IT sessions, national training events, and moving on to being a local board, you have a local board training and SBS. So in this way, you also have a strategic mindset behind it. Thinking of all that, it wasn't only ESN Greece's initiative, but also the local sections that contributed, the content teams, the facilitators, the national board, everyone. Before closing this speech, I would like to say that this wouldn't be possible to have this award without Achilleas Moschos, our Vice President, and of course, our National Training Coordinator, Cleo Asteri. Thank you very much.
What a wonderful celebration. For the past few years, we know how many skills our volunteers gain and develop. What we need, sometimes a little help, is actually to translate them for the labor market. So can I please have the wonderful Laura to present the Employability Award?
Morning. I'm very honored to stand here again and present this award. We have seen in the last days how important skills are and that they truly matter. We learn and improve them during mobility, during volunteering, and in our everyday life. But these are not just qualities that an employer is looking for. They are qualities that shape an engaged and responsible global citizen. Employability is about curiosity, adaptability, and stepping out of your comfort zone. The Employability Award showcases exactly that, the most impactful initiatives for competence development and employability. To all nominees, your dedication shows that employability is not just about finding a job, but about creating value, building connections, and driving positive change. So, without further ado, the Employability Award goes to ESN Spain.
Good morning to everyone. Thank you for making this possible. My whole nationalization, they are there cheering for us. I see you. And I just want to tell this holy gem that this award is not just of ESN Spain, it's of all the volunteers, even Erasmus. Thanks to the whole national board, thanks to our amazing instructors that help us develop in this, and a huge thanks to Carmen, wherever you are seeing us. She's the main leader of this whole initiative, and we love to appreciate her work and about the initiative. For us, in Spain, employability is not just about creating a job, it's about developing skills, about developing ourselves personally. I think I'm speaking way too fast. So yeah, I want to thank all of you for this opportunity, my father, my mother. And yeah, thank you so much.
Right, that was our last category. I hope you did enjoy the ceremony, and I would like to thank all of you for participating, all of you for submitting the applications. I will advise you to do even more. You can do it. We believe in you, and we know you can do it. And last but not least, I would like to thank all of the people who participated in the process of evaluation, organization, and setting this ceremony up. Thank you all.
What an amazing result of all the invested time, love, and effort. Well done, ESN. We have a little bit longer break very soon. I would like you to actually inspire you and to motivate you to talk to each other. You saw a lot of nominees. You heard the winners as well. There were some honorable mentions. Talk to each other. Hear about the good practices, ask questions, try to challenge maybe some ideas. Who knows what can happen there? How many of you know that 5th of December is International Volunteer Day? Let me see those hands. Let the hands up, 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 up. Okay, and how many of you do something to celebrate the International Volunteer Day? Yeah? But how many of you knew that 2026 is the International Volunteer Year? So, in 2001, UN for the first time announced and proclaimed International Volunteer Year. Then, next time it happened, it was only 10 years later. And for the third time, it's 2026. So, 2026 is International Volunteer Year for Sustainable Development. This is your chance to Talk to your ministries, engage with the decision makers. You know that ESN can always get a spot at the table where decisions are made. We are loud, we are very proud of what we do. We like to showcase it, so use it. Use this agenda to actually get your points and your targets right. How are we feeling? Are we a little bit tired? Do we need a break? No? Really? Okay, but we did come to the point where we have a little break. However, there is a wonderful opportunity for all of you. There is, at the end, actually when you exit the room, the hall, there are around 1,000 postcards with your name written on it. You can pick 1, 2, 3, how many of it you want, or you can leave a small donation because this was done in cooperation with Association for the Down syndrome. So this is something that awaits you out of the when you exit. And then, just like yesterday, because we do talk a lot about sustainable development, we talk a lot about environmental sustainability. So we will ask you kindly to pick your trash up with you, to leave it with the volunteers when you exit the room, and we have a lunch break until 3 p.m. Thank you very much.